This week on State Champs.
Winter sports rivalry week as we had familiar foes going at it in hockey and wrestling, plus city bragging rights on the line in boys and girls hoops.
The Downriver Cheer Championships, oftentimes the most competitive in the state. We've got highlights. We'll also check out some gymnastics and the OK Conference meet on the west side of the state.
As we've done for nearly 2 decades, State Champs starts now.
What's up, Michigan? And welcome back to the longest running high school sports show in the state, State Champs. My name's Lauren Plant, and we are here to deliver everything we covered over the past week, and it was a lot.
I'm Jenna Rose, and we've got a full slate of highlights for you, including boys and girls basketball, lots of hockey, and because we cover it all, gymnastics, competitive cheer, and perhaps the biggest rivalry in the state in wrestling.
Absolutely. Now, before we roll, this program presented by Lawrence Technological University. Recruit yourself at l2athletics.com. State Champs Michigan also brought to you by our partners at the Michigan High School Athletic Association, the Michigan Army National Guard, the Detroit Athletic Club Foundation's Male and Female High School Athlete of the Year Awards, and the Detroit Medical Center's Physical Therapy and Sports Medicine Professionals. We've got a brand new Game Changers this week on the proper way to plank. Do you know the proper way to plank, Jenna?
No, I don't. As they say in Hollywood, lights, camera, action.
I'm Mike Erlitis. We head to Detroit for a matchup between two undefeated teams, the Pioneers of Detroit Edison Academy hosting the Dragons from Romulus Summit Academy North. The visiting Dragons wasting no time. Here's Dantes Scott Jr. lighting it up from Eastern Market for 3, Summit up 5 early. Edison looking to even it up late in the quarter. The pick by Bryce Eaton. He dishes to Dave Hughes for the slam. A bit of a rough landing, but he's okay. 2 of his 12 on the night as the Pioneers still trail by 8 after 1. Summit picking up right where they left off in the first. Here's Orlando Lovejoy in the lane and 1 as he gets the jumper to go. Dragons looking strong with a 10-point lead, 30-20 as we head to the half. We now take you late in the fourth. Summit has kept their lead, but Edison has been on a run. Pioneers D causing the turnover as Jalen Flanagan takes it to the rack, tying this one up at 44 apiece. Summit's Lovejoy would halt the Pioneers' momentum with 2 straight buckets. Here's the second off the steal for the lay-in. He led all scorers with 16, putting his Dragons up 4 with 2 minutes to go. That momentum would begin to swing back in Edison's favor once again. Rebound by Flanagan, and the dish inside to the big man for the big jam. Pioneers down 2 with just under a minute to play. Edison would put Lovejoy on the line with 4.2 left. He makes the first, giving them a 3-point cushion, but misses the second. Hughes grabs the board and heaves a last-ditch effort. It falls just short off the rim as Summit Academy holds on, keeping their undefeated record intact, beating Edison by a final score of 49-46.
I'm Greg Molson with the highlights from a showdown for first place in the CAAC Red. Williamston looking to hold on to its place atop the standings, taking on Fowlerville, trying to get a share of the top spot for themselves. The Gladiators jumping out to an early lead. That's Carter Young with the triple. But the Hornets come back quickly. Brandon Hunt gets 2 plus the foul. Then it's Jacob Wallace from way downtown in the final seconds of the first, putting Williamston up 20-13. The Gladiators take over in the second. Gavin Camps with the baseline drive for 2. Then it's Billy Hutchins for 3. Fowlerville led it 35-31 at halftime. It remains close the rest of the way. Off the steal, Cade Conley gets it ahead to Spencer Fide for the lay-in for the Hornets. The Glads answer with pass from Adam Simon to Hutchins. Fowlerville still led it by 3 going into the fourth. Cade Conley opens the final quarter with back-to-back buckets to take the lead away. He gets the steal, the lay-in, and 1. Back to the Gladiators. Brendan Young with the steal. He takes it the other way. and pulls up for 3 of his 23 points. Fowlerville up 3 with a minute to play when Jacob Dunkel cuts the lead to just 1. Spencer Feig then ties it with a free throw, and he's back at the line with just 3 seconds to play when he calmly sinks both free throws for the lead. The Gladiators have a final shot to win it, but Young's shot is just off, and Williamston holds on to take it 57-55. The Hornets hold on to first place in position to win a 9th straight league title.
I was struggling all game shooting them, and I just told myself I gotta have confidence, gotta get my head right in it, and I had confidence, shot it, and put them down.
I think he had missed a few earlier in the game, and he stepped up there, knocked those in. I give him a ton of credit for that. So Spence is a winner. He plays multi-sports. He's a competitor, so I'm really happy he was able to knock those down.
I'm Kevin Trzynski, and we go to Arbor Prep in Ypsilanti, where the 10-1 Gators took on the Cougars from Lenawee Christian, who sit at 5-1 on the season. Should be a good matchup, as these two teams are among the best in the state of Michigan. About halfway through the first stanza, Lenawee Christian struggling to hit the net, and finally the Cougars get out of the scoring slump. Lizzie Scherer nifty with the crossover spin move off the glass and in. The juniors' basket has the Cougars trailing by 4. However, the Lady Gators would continue to attack the net. Senior Caden Glenn penetrating, but the shot off target. Stacey Utomi picks up the offensive board and finishes it off. Arbor Prep up 11 at the end of the first, 21-10. Lenawee Christian still down several late in the second, but continue to fight back. Scherer gets the ball into the hands of one of the nation's top recruits. Gonzaga commit Bree Salenbein has 4 defenders collapse on her, and the senior still gets the bucket to go. Elsie down 4 again, 28-24. Arbor Prep doing some damage on the fast break. Senior guard Aisha Lewis gets it to a wide open Taylor Wallace, and the freshman hits the 3-banger as the Gators head into the locker room up 31-24 at halftime. Coming back from break, Cougars still needing to make up some points. Salenbein waiting for something to open up. She hits Kara Anderson open in the corner, and the junior good from long range. But on the other side of the bench, Arbor Prep has claimed to one of the nation's best as well. Maya Petticord racking up the offers from many Power 5 schools, and the junior smooth as silk through the paint. Gators continue to pull away up 49-32. To the fourth now, Salenbein's shot from the depths of the abyss, off by a quarter of an inch. Sophomore Isabel Kirk-Kendall letting up a spark for the Cougars coming off the bench and making an impact. But this night will belong to the Gators. Senior Lewis and Glenn trying to open up the LC defense, tossing it back and forth. Finally took the bait. Hook, line, and sinker. Arbor Prep goes on to defeat Lenawee Christian 67-47, their final score.
Time now to take a look inside Lawrence Technological University Athletics. If you're a high school athlete with the dream of playing college sports, Lawrence Technological University wants you to recruit yourself. LTU offers over 24 varsity sports for men and women, along with several dozen world-class undergraduate programs. Athletic and academic scholarships are available in all sports. We caught up with one of the LTU band members to find out why he chose LTU.
Hi, I'm Nick Gledkowski, and I'm the drum major of the LTU marching band, and I also play alto saxophone. I was drum major in my high school band, and it was just luck that LTU was also starting their band program for marching as soon as I was coming in for my freshman year. I think nonetheless I would have chosen LTU for my degree, which is audio engineering, but also having that choice to continue band was definitely a big factor in my decision. So for LTU, one of the big drawing points for me is once I came here and I did the exploration day and I learned about the major here, I found out that actually most of the audio classes take place at an off-site studio out in Plymouth. So we actually get to go to class each week and learn hands-on in a studio. So I really like that part of the program. It is a small campus, but even within all the dorms, it's very easy to become involved and meet new people. Everyone's very supportive of each other. Everyone's very close. If anyone's got a hardship going on, I mean, we're all there for each other. Directors, students, we're all close-knit, and it's like a family.
Take your future into your hands. Visit LTUathletics.com and recruit yourself. Lawrence Tech, where Blue Devils dare. I'm Lauren Plant, and we go to the Greenhouse in Ann Arbor for a boys basketball matchup in the Southeastern Conference Red Division as the visiting Ann Arbor Skyline Eagles taking on our second-ranked team in the state, Ann Arbor Huron. These two opened the season against each other back on February 13th, and the River Rats eked out a 6-point win in overtime. First quarter, Rats took an early lead via the long ball. Tyson Edmondson dialing it up from long distance. He had a pair of triples in the first quarter. Eagles playing on back-to-back nights following a 7-point win over Monroe to up their record of 5-3. Nice hustle play by the senior Denali Deloach. Jack Williams also dropped in 2 from beyond the arc in the first quarter. Eagles with a Mr. Basketball hopeful in the senior shooting guard Julian Lewis. Driving the baseline, the nice up and under. The William and Mary commit had a 9-point night. River Rats led 14-8 after 1. Second quarter now, and Ann Arbor Huron finding more success from behind the long line. The Olivet College commit Jake Watkins opened up an 11-point advantage. But Skyline staying within striking distance. Senior guard Chris Caton stops and pops to make it a 5-point game. Rats led at the break 18-13. Second half now, and another leader on the floor for Huron, Devin Womack. Here, the drive and the finish as the River Rats took a 30-19 lead in the third. That increased to 15 points. The 6'2", 215-pound linebacker committed to Saginaw Valley State, Brandon Rawls. He can hoop it up as well. Silky smooth drive in the lane, the bucket, and one. Huron led 37-22 after 3. But Skyline not going quietly into that good night, fighting back in the fourth. First, Caton with the floater in the lane. Then, Jermaine Davis on the dribble drive. He hits in the paint, and that cut the deficit to single digits. But the River Rats weathered the storm, controlled the pace, and closed it out. Lewis going left. Sweet dish to the senior Kingsley Perkins, who finishes strong for 2 of his 5 points. Ann Arbor Huron remains undefeated as they win both games this season against their rivals from Skyline. Final score, 50-36.
I thought we defended very well tonight. One of our better defensive performances. We're still making a few too many mistakes. I think we're just in a hurry. But again, they did some good things defensively too to hurry us and put us in some bad spots. But overall, the competitive game, it's what you expect. They're a really good team. We're very well coached, and a rivalry. Only thing missing was the fans today, but it was pretty heated all night.
I'm Dylan Morello, and we go to boys basketball in the Detroit Public School League West Division matchup as Cass Tech was at home to take on the Mumford Mustangs. Cass Tech looking to go undefeated in the West Division at 7-0. First quarter action here, fighting for the loose ball after the missed shot. McKay Walker would go on in for the hoop and the foul. The Technicians trailed 8-7 after the first. Mumford, on the other hand, were coming in with a 5-1 record on the season. They worked the ball down low to Julius Anderson, who then kisses it off the window. Back comes Cass Tech, working the ball around. Walker swings it out to Lorius Upshaw, who knocks it down from downtown. CT led 23-17 as we head into halftime. We go to the early stages of the second half. The Mustangs are staying in it, and it would be Kamaji Darden stopping and popping for the long jumper. The Technicians respond in the form of Jackson Pruitt, who on the football field is one of the top junior offensive linemen in the state. He can also hoop as well. Here draining the long jumper, Cass Tech went into the fourth, leading 31-28. Munford keeping it close early in the final quarter. Andre Hope with the drive and dish. Anderson, who drops the bunny. He finishes with a team-high 11 points on the night. but it'll be too much Cass on this afternoon. Beating the press, Rylan Bowens gets into Upshaw, who goes in for the contested lay-in. He had a game-high 16 points as Cass Tech goes on to win 49-39, the final score. They finish the PSL West Division unbeaten as they get ready for the upcoming PSL playoffs.
I'm Ryan Slocum. We go to the Downriver League Cheerleading Championships held at Wyandotte Roosevelt High School from Tuesday night. And we get started with Dearborn Edsel Ford in round 1 action. The Thunderbirds would end the night in 7th place. Next, the Trojans from Trenton. Solid performance here in the first round. The Trojans would go on to earn a 6th place overall team finish. Let's take a look at Lincoln Park in round 2. Their routine would lead the Rail Splitters to finish 5th. We now move on to Southgate Anderson. Good performance here. The Titans would come in 4th place. Moving on to the host school, the Bears from Wyandotte Roosevelt, with their performance here in round 3. Roosevelt with a solid night, landing in 3rd. Gibraltar Carlson, they came in the defending league champs. Here's the Marauders in 2nd round action. And Carlson would be your runners-up. Allen Park dazzle the crowd with their performance in round 2. And then AP seals the deal with their round 3 routine. Park goes on to win its 2nd Downriver League title in the last 3 years, and they will look to defend their Division II state title when districts start next week.
Hi, I'm Laura Ramos with DMC Physical Therapy and Sports Medicine. And today on Game Changers, we're going to talk about how to get the most out of your plank. The plank is a common exercise in most people's training programs. And if done correctly, it not only strength trains your core, but also your upper body and lower body. So let's look at some common mistakes that are made during the plank to optimize your strength training program. Start your plank in the elbow-knee position first. A common mistake is to put your hands together like this. Keep your hands apart so that your forearms are parallel with each other. Next, take a stick and set it on your tailbone, shoulders, and head. To obtain the correct position, you should only be able to put your knuckles between the stick and your low back. You should not be able to put your whole fist underneath here. Begin by gently chin-abbing, bringing your chin upward. Don't make it rigid, just maintain that position against the stick. Next, push your arms into the floor. So driving those elbows into the floor will stiffen up your shoulder blades. And finally, to hold this low back position, your core stiff, use your nose and your mouth for a breathing pattern. Begin inhaling through your nose and then forcefully exhale through your mouth, pulling these ribs down to your hips. Repeat the inhale without letting these ribs move. Just fill the breath out around your sides, back, and abs, keeping those ribs stiff. Start with 10 breaths. Increase that plank position to 20 breaths. That typically is about 30 seconds. Once you're able to do this, you're going to progress to the toe position for your plank. Up onto your toes. Now, again, gently chin tuck, push your elbows into the ground to engage your shoulder muscles, and begin your breathing pattern to keep your core stiff. In through your nose, exhale through your mouth, pulling those ribs down to your hips. We use breath as your indication of your strength training, not time. If you're able to do somewhere between 20 to 30 breaths, that's like doing a 1-minute plank. For more ways to maximize your sports performance, visit the experts at DMC Physical Therapy and Sports Medicine.
Do you have a sports injury, or are you just looking to take your game to the next level? Then go where the pros go. DMC Physical Therapy and Sports Medicine. For immediate care, call 313-910-9328 or visit dmc.org/gamechangers.
I'm Ryan Slocum with the Battle of Midland. The 10-1 Midland Chemics visiting 13-0 Dow for their one and only meeting of the regular season. Great start for the visitors. Sydney Schaefer picks off the pass. The senior sends it off the high glass and gets the friendly bounce. The Chemics had a 3-point lead 3 minutes in. The Chargers take control from there thanks to their outside attack. Jada Garner from straight away. Then it's Garner finding Alexa Kolnitis in the corner. Alexa hit a 3. Dow led it 13-10 after 1. The Chemics hanging right with them early in the second. Anna Tuck with the steal and dish to Schaefer. That makes it a 1-point game. But Dow would end the half on an 8-1 run. Abby Ray stepping through for the scoop. The Chargers had a 26-18 lead at the break, and they continued to pour it on in the third. Jada goes coast to coast for the floater in the paint. She scored 15. One trip later, Kolnitis going end-to-end, hits him with the hezzy. That's good for a 15-point lead, but Midland does not go away. The sophomore, Olivia McMath, flips it up and in. The Chemics cut the lead to 10, but they could not stop Kolnitis. The junior with another corner tray. She scored a game-high 20, leading Dow over their rivals from Midland High 45-33 to improve to 14-0.
I think we really focused up. We had a couple of turnovers in the first quarter, and so going into the second quarter and especially in the third, we really calmed down, took care of the ball, and then played lockdown defense, and that's how we kind of settled down and took control of the game more.
It was pretty special. I mean, like Alexa said, we're a family and we wanted this win really bad, and both teams wanted it really bad, so it was just nice to know that all that preparing and all that hard work at practice is finally, it's rewarding and pays off, and now we just get to celebrate.
Landis, and we have highlights from the Ottawa-Kent Conference Gymnastics Championships at Rockford High School. 4 teams compete for the championship title in this one. Let's begin with Kanawha Hills, who took home 4th place. Maddie Pastor brought a beautiful vault performance for Kanawha Hills with this handspring half twist on, half twist off, earning a score of 8.55. Next, we take a look at Abby Cummings, competing for Forest Hills on the bar. She ends her routine with 2 backward giants with straddle legs, dismounting in a salto backward straight, getting a score of 8.7. Forest Hills finishes out in 3rd place. Now we head over to floor, where Marissa Weaver earns a 9.15 for Lowell with this routine. Weaver takes home 3rd place in the conference all around. Following Lowell over to the beam, take a look here at Ivy McDonald performing this backward walkover from an extended tuck sit, then dismounting in a back tuck. She scores a 9.4 here, helping Lowell take home 2nd place in the conference. Now, staying at the beam, we take a look at Anna Tracy, competing for Rockford. She puts on a very steady performance, ending with a beautiful dismount of a round-off into a back tuck with a full twist, taking home 1st place in beam with a score here of 9.75. Rockford continues to prove their skills with Lacey Sheed. She takes on this impressive dismount, rounding off in a gainer back salto with a double twist off the side of the beam. Lacey Sheed scores a 9.55 here on beam and lands 1st place in the conference all around. And the championship title goes to Rockford with a total score of 144.075.
I'm Ryan Slocum in Davison for the Division I Wrestling Dual Meet of the Year, a rematch of last year's state finals with the top-ranked Cardinals hosting the 4-time defending state champs and 2nd-ranked Detroit Catholic Central. We begin with the state's top-ranked grappler at 103 pounds, Justin Gates, taking on Michael Cannon. This one was all Gates. The freshman wins the opening match by major decision 18-6 to give Davison a 4-0 lead. Next, a 1 versus 2 matchup at 112. Top-ranked Drew Heetice facing Davison's Aiden Williams, and it's Heetice with the takedown here at the end of period number 1. He would hang on to earn the 4-1 victory. But Davison would take control from there. Last year's individual champ at 103, Caden Horwath, taking on Clayton Jones at 119. The sophomore had to come from behind, but he earns the 11-6 victory to extend the Cardinals' lead. They were up by 10 by the time we got to another 1 versus 2 matchup at 135 between Dylan Gilcher and Evan Harriman. The sophomore was doing work, nearly picking up the fall here in the 2nd period. He went into the final frame leading 7-4, but Gilcher would not be denied. Last year's champ at 112 finishes strong in the final seconds of the 3rd, taking the match 12-7 to earn 3 points for the Shamrocks. And we had another blockbuster between state title hopefuls at 152, with Davison's James Johnson taking on CC's Camden Trupp. This one tied at 2 heading into the final period when Johnson picks up 2 to put it away, earning the 4-3 win while putting the Cardinals up 19-9. The defending 152-pound state champ, Josh Barr, took on Cam Adams at 160. And this one was all Barr. He almost gets the pinfall, but he does win by technical fall, 20-5. And then the matchup we were all hoping for at 171 between a pair of individual state champs, CC's Manny Rojas, and the top-ranked wrestler in the nation, Alex Facundo, in a rematch of last year's team final where Facundo was disqualified for an illegal slam. The future Penn State Nittany Lion was in control throughout the 3 periods, and he would add the exclamation point with another slam to end the second. No DQ this time. Instead, a 9-3 victory for the 3-time individual state champ. Facundo and number 1 Davison hand second-ranked Detroit Catholic Central its only loss of the year, 36-9.
Oh, it's great. I mean, both these teams are probably the best teams in state history, you know. I mean, I don't think any other team is going to come close to what we and CC do, but so I mean, it's good, you know. It's a highly anticipated match all the time. It feels good, you know. I mean, the whole 4 years I've been here, we never beat them, and to beat them in such a dominant fashion, it was good. But morally, it was a good victory, but really we accomplished nothing here.
It's a moral victory, that's it. You know, no rings were won today, no banners are being hung today, and again, they're going to come swinging 3 weeks from now. So again, I know they're going to come competitive and tough, and we likely probably see a little bit closer score at the state tournament. You know, they're going to come.
Did you record an unbelievable touchdown, a game-winning goal, or just a proud parent moment? Then we want your clip. Upload your video to the brand new State Champs Network app so we can feature it on one of our shows and give your player, team, and school the recognition they deserve. All it takes is just a few easy clicks, and every clip that is submitted will automatically be eligible for prizes. Download the State Champs Network app today for iPhone and Android devices.
Welcome inside the State Champs studios on the campus of Lawrence Technological University. I'm Jonathan Kidd, along with Sean Belizean. This is State Champs Hockey Time. So, Sean, how's it going today?
It's going tremendous, my friend. Nice to see you. And, another week closer to the playoff. Got a chance to see so many tremendous games in the past week. I mean, really, the term is overused, but I'm going to use it anyway. Playoff hockey type games. I mean, really some great games.
And State Champs Hockey Time is presented by our friends at the Alta Equipment Company.
John, why don't we go to those highlights? And welcome to the 140 Ice Den out here in beautiful Howell, Michigan, along with my broadcast partner, Mike Iveso. My name is Sean Belizean, and it is a pleasure to be bringing you some high-quality MHSAA hockey, KLAA style tonight, as the Howell Highlanders play host to the Heartland Eagles. Shot from the point, deflected in front, bodies flying all over the place. Paget with the opportunity, they score! Power play goal for Heartland gives them a 1-0 lead. High slot area trying to work it down inside. Another quick stick opportunity. Piros, big stop. Oh, big stop by Piros. It's all about positioning. They keep it in. Waiting. Score. What a shot. Oh, my goodness gracious. How about Jordan Haydu, the junior forward, with a snipe to make it 2-0.
There wasn't but an inch there. That was just barely a look there, and he put it right under the crossbar. What a shot.
Waiting moments of this power play, and now Heartland back to full strength. Here they come. Out of the box with speed. No problem there by Badgett. Back to the point, knocked away. An opportunity now coming the other way for Rudberg. Rudberg in. Big stop, Piros.
That was the break they were looking for.
Nice play to drop it at the line, now creating some space. Piros down, score! You can see Piros saying immediately, they kicked it in, and the official said, no, sir.
You can move your skate to guide that puck in. Was there a distinct kicking motion? And to give these guys a credit, this happened real fast. They don't have replay that they can go to like the NHL.
I couldn't even tell with the replay if there was a distinct kicking motion.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
I think it's the right call. Look out, here comes Heartland with numbers the other way. 3-on-2 if they want it. Breaking in now. Far wing, score! You can see that 3-on-2 developing, Mike, in the neutral zone, and that is going to be a goal by the sophomore defender, Braden Patilla. They need to get a quick one here. Puck deflects back, open net, going into the net, baby, you got it. Shane Paxton, his second goal of the game. How about that? The defender scores from what? A foot in front on a power play. And then from about 175 feet.
Absolutely, he's covered it all, right? He can score from anywhere.
Tonight, it's Heartland with the bragging rights. They knock off Howell by a score of 4-1 here at the beautiful 140 Ice Den. We want to thank Alta. We don't have an opportunity to do these games without Alta. The great folks at Alta are doing so many great things for the hockey community. Thank you very much, Alta. And I always say this, support those who support us. Please, anything you need, you know Alta has you covered. Most importantly, we want to thank you for watching us here tonight. For Mike Iveso, my name is Sean Belegian, saying your final from the 140 Ice Den is Heartland 4 and Howell 1. Good night, everybody.
I'm Greg Molson in Waterford for a showdown between two of the top teams in the Lakes Valley Conference. White Lake Lakeland with a chance to clinch the league title, taking on South Lyon looking to play the role of spoiler. Lakeland strikes first. Caden Pearson with the pass out front, and it's Fisher Christian flipping it in with the backhand to open the scoring less than 5 minutes in. Here comes Mitchell Scamira looking to tie it for South Lyon, but it's Jason Slicker with the glove save, keeping it a 1-goal lead into the second. The Eagles then make it a 2-goal lead. Matthew Zaremba can't keep the puck in, but he chases it down, then flips a knuckleball on net, and it bounces in to make it 2-zip Lakeland. South Lyon gets some life in the opening minute of the third. Ryan Savanu skating into the center of the ice, lets it fly, and it's deflected into the net, cutting the lead to just 1. They have a chance to tie it just a few seconds later, but again, it's Slicker and the Eagles defense keeping it out. Kyle Sirota then puts it away with the breakaway goal as Lakeland wins it 3-1. The Eagles improve to 13-1-1 for the season and clinch the Lakes Valley Championship.
I mean, we've been in second place the last 4 years, so finally winning it is a very good feeling.
They're a good group of kids, and they really compete and they want to win. And most of all, they seem to, they all get along, and everybody contributes.
It's time for the Coach's Corner. Listen, who better to talk in the Coach's Corner than the executive director of the Coaches Association here in the great state of Michigan. Former coach himself, I might add, Mr. Don Wright, kindly joining us. And first of all, Don, pleasure to see you again. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great. It's good to be here, and it's nice to see you again, Sean. It's been a crazy year, so it's nice to be.
Best time of the year is coming up, of course, the playoffs. And for people out there, you've probably already seen it. If not, we're going to let the guy that knows best about it perhaps explain what is going on, something that has been talked about for so many years, Don. I know it's been a process for you. I know it's been a process for your president, your vice president, all the people on the board, but we've got some seeding in the playoffs. Explain to everybody how that's going to work, because I'll be honest with you, it was pretty cool to see it come out yesterday and see that number 1 seed and see that number 2 seed. But talk about the impetus for this change and what it may mean for this 2021 tournament.
Sure. Well, so this seeding, I as you know, I was a longtime coach. It's talked about by coaches forever. They wanted seeding. And one of the things, we are high school sports. We're educational athletics. So it's never as simple, though I know as coaches, the hockey coaches, you just want to go, hey, we should do this, and love to it to happen. But it doesn't quite work that way, because there's a lot of other things that have to be looked at. Okay, it's not as simple. The schools, the superintendents, the athletic directors, the principals, the MHSA's involvement. There's a lot of parts to this. So this has been a process, and we've worked on it to get it to this point. So last year, the hockey committee, it was passed unanimously, and then the rep council approved it, which was everybody is ranked, but we, in each region, we seed the top 2 teams. And the purpose of it is so that the top 2 teams in that region don't face each other unless they both get to the regional final. The biggest complaint that we had through the years was the best 2 teams, because everything was random draw. So the top 2 teams play on opening night, and we've had some years where actually there were the top 2 teams in the state, and they played on opening night, and then, people that can be critical about things would say, well, and then you got a mercy in a regional final. That just doesn't make any sense. Well, being a longtime coach, you never know when a mercy could happen, even if you got a good team. But the bottom line is we think this really is a great thing for high school hockey and starts to make the regular season mean something. So the step before we got to the season is the MHSAA. So we had the Michigan Power Rankings is what they're called, MPR. And they are based on 3 factors. They're not based on head-to-head and some things people think they would be. First of all, 25% of the rating is based on your winning percentage as a team. 50% is based on your opponent's winning percentage, and the final 25% is based on your opponent's winning percentage. So when that's all done, because Saturday night was the end of the seeding or the rankings, and so everybody's ranked through there. But I can tell you this has been a long time coming. And the one thing, we had a statewide coaches meeting last night. One of the things that I said to the coaches last night is that, okay, this is year 1. We had such a limited schedule that I don't think the MPR will be as perfect as it will be a year from now, or as good, because next year we'll have a full season to look at results, or hopefully we have a full season to look at the results. But I think this year, as I went through it, I think it's doing exactly what we want, and it's going to be fun to watch.
Outstanding. Well, it's not every day that we have an opportunity to have the executive director in here. Our buddy John Kidd sitting there saying wrap up about 10 minutes ago because we went too long. But yeah, John's happy. Okay, as long as John's happy, everything's happy. But Don, it's great to have you in. I mean, we're excited. This is such a great time of year, and hopefully it continues to go off without a hitch. It's the best time. This is what the kids play for.
Yep, absolutely. It's exciting, and I know it'll be a little different with limited numbers at the finals and whatnot, but we're going to be there, and it's a good thing.
No doubt about that. Don Wright, Executive Director of the High School Coaches Association here in the great state of Michigan, kindly joining us here on our Coaches Corner.
Hello everyone, I'm Dylan Morello, and we go to the Battle of Ann Arbor from Wednesday afternoon as Skyline took on their rivals from Pioneer. The Pioneers lost to Skyline a few weeks back, and they were looking to extend their winning streak to 7 games. First period action now, it would be the junior Eli Jackal snapping a top right corner for his 6th goal on the season to give the Pioneer a 1-0 lead. And they would try to add another one later in the period. This time it's Ethan Kotry going on in, but Skyline netminder Tommy Leckie is there with the denial. It remained 1-0 after the opening period. More from the Pioneers in the second off the rebound as Jack Sakachi with the backhand feed to Kotry, who won't be stopped this time. That's his 11th goal on the campaign. Pioneer up a pair. The Eagles now looking to get on the board with a minute left in the second. Jamie Newton slaps it on net, while Pioneer goalie Elliot Davis stones the A.J. Schmuck rebound attempt. Moments after that save, it was the Pioneers with a great chance as Sakachi finds Adam Caribbean, who goes in all alone on the breakaway, but Leckie is once again there for the big glove save. It was still 2-0 as we headed into the third. We move now to 6 minutes left in the game. Pioneer looking to add more insurance, and the team's leading goal scorer Sakachi gets his own rebound and puts in his 17th goal of the year. Pioneer now up by 3. Skyline with that never give up attitude comes back just 13 seconds later as the junior Ryan Garrett is there to bury the rubber. They cut the deficit to 3-1. But the Pioneer offense will be just too much to handle this afternoon as the senior Sean Fitzgerald gets 3 whacks at the puck, and it goes in for his 11th goal on the season. Pioneer gets its revenge on Skyline 5-2 the final. They have now won 7 games in a row.
We've really been working as a team together. The chemistry's been really good. After those few tough losses, including the one to Skyline early in the season, we all just came together and decided like how far we want to go and how good we want to be.
The first time we played them, they really took it to us. And Skyline's, one of the best teams we've played all year. And we worked really hard over the past couple of weeks to kind of fix some things that we thought weren't perfect. And we're playing pretty good hockey right now down the stretch, which is kind of what you want going into the playoffs.
All right, it's time now for our Warrior Hockey Player of the Year update. So Sean busted out the gloves today.
Let's go. No, you know what? Thank you, Warrior, for being a part of this. This is awesome. John, this is a process that is more difficult year after year. It really is. It's a testament to all the great young hockey players out there.
We made some changes in our Warrior Hockey Player of the Year update. Isaac Gibbs from Novi and Andrew Marone from Birmingham Brother Rice are now on our list.
You know what's interesting? I sent a text out to an opposing coach yesterday about Isaac Gibbs and his response to my suggestion that should we think about adding him to the list was one word with an exclamation point. Absolutely. He's been outstanding. I mean, look, Novi's one of the best teams in the state right now. They really are. And, everybody talks about Austin Muirhead, and I have a feeling we're going to be seeing his name on the list sooner rather than later. But the motor is running right now based on what this kid is doing up front. I've had a chance to see him a few times up close and personal. Special player, and I think the whole team is feeding off of him.
Talk about Andrew Marone from Brother Rice.
Well, that top line is such an interesting line because you've got the brothers and you've got Rosa, who is a fine young player. But right now, you take a look at what Marone is doing and the numbers he's putting up based on the schedule that Brother Rice plays. And, a couple people have made the suggestion. John, I know you're one guy that made the suggestion. And I think the consensus was, this kid might be the best of what is a great line. Look, all three of those kids deserve consideration. They're really a tremendous unit. Might be the best line in the state, but we can only pick one, and we're going with him.
And remember, you can cast your vote at statechampsnetwork.com. Jimmy Pytila from Houghton is leading our vote, so he'll have an automatic spot in our Final Four when it's all said and done if he remains the vote leader.
Yeah, you know what? We always say we follow the process. That's how we come up with the winner, but that's the one thing that remains unchanged. Online voter, you get in.
We have decided here at State Champs that we are not going to freeze our top 10 until the quarterfinal.
Yeah, I think that's a good decision in a year like this, John. It's going to be an interesting thing. Things can change. So we say it all the time, and the Warrior Sticks agree. We say it all the time. You know what? We want to do our best to stay true to the process and acknowledge guys when they deserve some recognition.
All right, so we'll freeze our top 10 after the quarterfinals, and we'll also announce our Final Four right before the semifinals. And that's our Warrior Hockey Player of the Year update.
Hey, what is up? It's Sean Belegian here. I want to take a moment and give a shout out to our friends at the Alta Equipment Company. They do so many great things, not only for the community, but certainly for the high school hockey community. One of the things that they do is sponsor our main event.
Dylan Morello here as we go to the Detroit Skating Club from Tuesday night. With the win, Lake Orion could clinch the OAA Red Division standing, but in their way is the Kings from Birmingham Unified and our Alta Equipment Company main event. And we pick things up in the first period. Lake Orion on the power play. Brendan Finn's slapper from the point is redirected by Dylan Ross into the back of the net. Dragons led 1-0 after the opening period. Lake Orion would capitalize off another man advantage as Ross would bang home the rebound for his second goal of the game, and the Dragons are now up by a pair. Back comes Birmingham Unified off the faceoff. It would be the junior RJ Carroll getting the rebound and stuffing it into the net to cut the deficit to 1. Then just moments after that goal, BU would strike again as Brendan Lamb slides it over to Lucas Robinson, who buries the puck, and we're knotted up at 2 apiece. Lack of discipline leads to Lake Orion being once again on the power play. This time it's a Northern Michigan football signee, Cade Manzo, who gets the pass in front and puts it in on the second opportunity. Dragons went into the final period up 3-2. Now it was Birmingham Unified's turn to capitalize on the man advantage in the third, down 4-2. and it would be the junior Sam Zachary finding it and snapping it into the back of the net. The Kings now trail only by 1. Back comes BU looking to even up the game just a couple minutes later. It's going to be another junior, Lucas Nyes, pulling the puck out of the scrum and going upstairs for his 9th goal on the season, tying the game up at 4, sending it to overtime. To overtime we go, and it's Manzo for the Dragons, getting the pass in front and banging in his 2nd goal of the game as Lake Orion goes on to beat Birmingham Unified 5-4 to clinch the OAA Red Division title. The main event is presented by the Alta Equipment Company, Michigan's #1 construction equipment provider with over 40 brands. Get the right equipment for your project every time.
All right, so that's it for another edition of State Champs Hockey Time. Next week, we'll be going full on with the playoffs. And remember, you can watch our show on our website at statechampsnetwork.com, and you can also watch it on our social media channels, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. We got it all here. That's it for another edition of State Champs Hockey Time. Sean, what do we say?
We'll see you at the rink.
Playoff style.
MHSAA winter tournaments are here, and they're going to be happening in new venues this year. We're here in Van Andel Arena, one of those new venues that we're going to be using within the next month. The semifinals for both girls and boys basketball will be split between the Breslin Center in East Lansing and Van Andel Arena in Grand Rapids, with everyone then coming to East Lansing for the finals at the Breslin. Wrestling is also splitting things up. Team finals will still be at the Wings Event Center in Kalamazoo, and Wings will have half of the individual finals in Divisions 1 and 3, with the Division 2 and 4 finals right here at Van Andel Arena. And competitive cheer is using the Breslin Center over 2 days on March 26th and 27th for their finals. This move will allow all of those venues to have up to 750 fans for each of these events. To find out where your team is playing, visit us at our website. That's mhsaa.com.
Before we go this week, take some time to check out all the podcasts we offer on the State Champs Michigan Network. Hockey, basketball, cheerleading, swimming, robotics, esports. They're all great, and you can listen to them whenever you want, wherever you get your podcasts. One suggestion, download the Spreaker app, search State Champs Network, and they will all be right there for you to enjoy.
Absolutely. Thank you for watching Michigan. Another great show in the works for next week. Jenna, shall we? Feeling really good after my takedown last week. Here we go. Rochambeau. Rochambeau.
Oh, wait. Oh, I won.
You can go now.
State Champs Michigan's high school sports show is presented by Lawrence Technological University. LTU offers over 24 varsity sports for men and women, along with several dozen world-class undergraduate programs. Athletic and academic scholarships are available in all sports. Visit LTUathletics.com and recruit yourself. Also brought to you by the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics. The Michigan Army National Guard, a proud partner of the MHSAA. Detroit Medical Center Physical Therapy and Sports Medicine. Do you have a sports injury, or are you just looking to take your game to the next level? Go where the pros go. Visit dmc.org/gamechangers. The Detroit Athletic Club Foundation. Alta Equipment Company, Michigan's #1 construction equipment provider with over 40 brands. Get the right equipment for your project every time. Warrior Hockey and the new Covert QRE10 stick. Elite puck feel and quick release for players of all ages. The Warrior Covert QRE10 stick. There's no feeling like it.